Alright, what's up ladies and gentlemen, it's Super here and welcome back to another Mortal Kombat 1 video. Today, I'm going to be answering a question that I've probably been getting asked the most. This is not going to be any, well, I guess there is going to be some technical stuff in here, but this is pretty much just a general question that I've been getting asked since I started uploading my Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay. And yes, this is my gameplay that I captured at a Summer Game Fest capture event. So shout out to WB. Thank you for allowing me to record this gameplay here. But a lot of people have been asking me, how did you like Sub-Zero? How did you like Kenshi? How did you like Kitana? How did you like Liu Kang? Are they easy to play? What's the deal with the characters? So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to be talking about all 4 characters in one video because realistically, the ones that I got to play the most were probably Kenshi and Kitana. And then Sub-Zero was sort of explained to me and demonstrated by Derek Hertzik. So I didn't really get to play Sub-Zero as much. I chose him to start off because I figured that people would want to see him the most. But I did get some good Sub-Zero combos and gameplay because of him. So, but I kind of got the I kind of understood a little bit based on what he was explaining how to play Sub-Zero and how much fun he's going to be and what kind of gameplay he has. I'm also going to be comparing the characters to their Mortal Kombat 11 selves because a lot of people are sort of comparing MK11 to MK1. Makes sense because MK11 was the game before this one. So I'll be doing all that in today's video. So leave a like rating on today's video. You guys have been showing incredible support on the MK1 videos. I just want to thank you guys so much for that. I love you all. Leave a like on this video if you want to keep the hype going for MK1, baby. So let's start off, obviously, with the first character you guys see here, which is Sub-Zero. Compared to MK11, Sub-Zero is going to be definitely a more combo-heavy character. And he already has some good stuff in MK11 when it comes to combos. A lot of it mostly in the corner with, you know, the ice launcher. I always forget the names of the actual moves, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about if you played MK11. Shoots the ice on the ground, launches himself and the opponent. I forgot what the hell it's called. But in MK1, he's definitely a combo monster, and he's a up-close character because he has that dive kick that not only is a way for you to get in, but it's a way for you to start your combos and add a little bit more damage to your combos because he has a new way to combo you. You're not going to be using the normal ice ball that you guys just saw right there. It's very slow on startup. The ice ball, you cannot combo it from, I believe, anything. Maybe stand 4 or something like that. Maybe if the cameo assist helps you. But we're just talking about his regular gameplay. You're not going to be able to combo into ice ball like in previous games. Not even the meter burn ice ball. They're both too slow. Ice ball is more used as a zoning tool and a trade tool. What you're going to be using to combo is his ground freeze, which obviously I'm not going to demonstrate like everything that I'm talking about because I'm not doing this live. This is just, this is the first like 2 minutes of me trying out the game. I'm just like trying out combo strings. But he does have his 50-50s. Of course, you have to have Sub-Zero have an overhead, which is the launcher that you guys saw earlier, and the low, which is this move right here. And the cool thing is that you can make that low completely safe by using your cameo character to back you up. You guys are going to see a theme of that throughout Mortal Kombat 1. Your cameo character is really going to save your ass when it comes to making combo strings that might be unsafe, making them safe. And of course, depending on what variation, what assist you use with your cameo, Sub-Zero is going to get safe 50-50s. And he's going to get a 50-50 launcher with no matter what overhead or low he uses. So Sub-Zero is going to be a combo monster. You guys are going to see some cool combos here. He does have a lot of defensive tools, obviously. He has the ice clone. One good thing about the ice clone is compared to MKX, if you put the ice clone and your opponent's in the corner, you're able to grab them into the ice clone. That does not exist in this game because the ice clone goes away very fast. So even though it is a defensive tool, there's a lot of combo potential with the ice clone because the cool thing about having a new sort of capture state for Sub-Zero with the ground freeze is that it doesn't really freeze your opponent. It just freezes their feet, and it captures you for, you know, maybe a second and a half so you could continue your combo. So that opens up a double freeze scenario, which you guys are going to see a little bit later here, where you ground freeze the opponent, and then you could freeze them with the ice clone in the air and continue your combo and get a variety of combos. Another cool thing is that you could actually use your ground freeze multiple times. Yeah, that's right. Sub-Zero has loops, ladies and gentlemen. Normally in every Mortal Kombat game, you freeze your opponent twice, they break out of the combo. In the classic ones, I think you even, like, you freeze them twice, you freeze yourself, right? But in this game, you could actually do, for example, let's just see 1-2 ground freeze, 1-2 ground freeze, 1-2 ground freeze, and then go into your launcher and whatever else you want to do. Obviously, the ground freeze, it only combos, or it only captures your opponent for a combo when you meter burn it. So you do have to spend your resources to do it, but it adds a lot of extra combo potential to Sub-Zero, which is awesome. You could do a jump 2 into dive kick, which allows you to... Oh, this is where Derek starts showing me some combos. That dive kick causes a ground bounce if your opponent's in the air. But if your opponent's on the ground, you could do jump in 2 into dive kick and still continue your combo. It seems like the dive kick has a lot of hit stun. So you'll be able to loop that into itself. So you do 1-2 ground freeze, jump 2 dive kick, 1-2 ground freeze, jump 2 dive kick, etc. And then on the final ground freeze, you could go into your back 2 launcher and then do whatever the hell you want after that. And then you could, if you have them in the corner too, you could then do an ice clone in the air to freeze them again. So Sub-Zero in this game compared to MK11 is going to be a combo monster. I think it goes pretty much for every character in this game. I'm pretty sure like every character in this game is going to be a combo monster. But that doesn't take away the fact that Sub-Zero is still going to have his 50-50s. So our Sub-Zero that we know and love, overhead low from MK11, he ain't going nowhere. He's going to have that, and they're going to be safe because your cameo character could bail you out. So Sub-Zero, I mean, there's some cool combos here, but I do want to talk about the other characters. But I'll just show you a little bit of some of his extended combos if you guys haven't seen it, just in case. Dive kick, if you do 2-1 in the air, it bounces the opponent, but see, right there you could refreeze them again. Even though he didn't use the ground freeze, I've seen it in other footage where you could freeze them in the air. Then you do that air thing. I think that's probably the meter burn version of your dive kick. Turns into that ground pound ice move, relaunches your opponent. Sub-Zero is a combo monster in this game, but his execution is pretty high, at least compared to another character that we'll talk about at the end, which I didn't even get to play, but based on what other people told me, was the easiest character to learn just at a basic level. But some of these Sub-Zero combos do take execution, even though I think overall when the game develops, these are going to be pretty basic combos. Picking these up, you're going to have to be in the lab, you're going to have to put in the work to actually get some of these Sub-Zero combos that look really stylish. So even though Sub-Zero has a lot of, you know, good stuff and basic stuff, he is going to need some execution in order to maximize his combo potential. I'm gonna go in order the characters that I played. Next up here was Kenshi, which was by far the hardest character to learn in this game. I devoted about 10 minutes to trying to learn him. Sub-Zero, it was like maybe about 6 minutes. Most of that was Derek just showing off some cool combos. I spent most of my time trying to figure out Kenshi, which was probably a mistake because honestly, he's gonna take a lot of practice, especially if you want to use his ghost attack, where he has a ghost attacking with himself at the same time, because the ghost stance, I'm just gonna call it ghost stance. The ghost stance has its own moveset and move list that you could do. Not only that, but if you want to move your ghost by itself, you can hold block. But another cool thing that I didn't even notice until I saw some of Sonic Fox's breakdown is you could actually hold your cameo button and that allows you to do normal combo strings, or not normal combo strings, like Kenshi's stance strings that he has in his specific ghost stance. You could do the combo strings without the ghost actually doing the ghost's combo string. So that means you could hold the button, you could do some sort of you know, combo string with Kenshi, let go of that, do a specific move that involves the ghost, and then come up with a lot of crazy combos that way and a lot of pressure. So I definitely think that Kenshi, if you're trying to use his ghost stance, is going to take a lot of work. This is not a character that you're going to pick up and master it in a couple days. This is really going to take a lot of work. On the other hand, what I do like about Kenshi is he's pretty much two characters in one, because you don't have to use the ghost stance in order to make Kenshi like a really good character. I could tell that he's going to be a good character. He has a lot of the tools that Balanced Kenshi has, or that Kenshi from MK1 has. So you could play him in multiple ways. You could play him just straight up Balanced Kenshi, or you could learn his ghost stance and go crazy with that. I think the Balanced Kenshi, you're still going to have your launcher, and you're still going to have your combo potential, but you're going to use a lot more of his range attacks. You're going to have his push available to you. You're going to have your cameos, because whenever you use your ghost stance, you cannot use a cameo character, because that would be a little bit too much. That's pretty much having 3 characters on screen for Kenshi. So when you have your ghost stance, you cannot use your cameo. Your ghost is pretty much your cameo character. So there's pros and cons to using Kenshi normally, which is pretty much Balanced Kenshi, and then using Kenshi with his ghost stance, which turns him into a completely brand new character. People are calling him a puppet character, where, you know, you could control Kenshi, you could control the ghost as a puppet, you could have the ghost do its own attacks while you block. So Kenshi was probably a mistake to actually play him, but I'm happy that I did, because I feel like Kenshi looked the best out of any character. I think he was the coolest looking character. So I'm glad that I put, you know, significant time, even though I didn't get pretty much anything with him, because I was going back and forth between the normal Kenshi without the stance and the ghost stance. And that was just, I probably should have dedicated a little bit more time to the final character, which I didn't even play. So Kenshi was the hardest one to play. If you want to use his ghost stance, it's gonna take a long time to master, for sure. But if you don't, he's pretty much Balanced Kenshi. He has his launcher with his, he has the Rising Karma, which is a meterless launcher, which I didn't really use here. He also has an overhead that you could use to finish your combo strings, but you have to be careful with that, because if you do a combo string into the overhead ghost and your opponent does a up block and they time it right, you're going to be able to, they're going to be able to punish you. If you meter burn, obviously you get a combo extension. So you don't need to use the ghost stance in order to be successful with Kenshi, I think. I think the majority of people are going to play Kenshi straight up and use their cameo character whenever the game first comes out. And then over time, people are going to develop a lot of tech and a lot of unique combos with Kenshi and his ghost stance. So Kenshi, I think, was the best looking character in this build, but he was by far the hardest character to learn. And compared to MKX Kenshi, I mean, he's straight up Balanced Kenshi with like his normal stance. And then he has the unique sort of variation to his playstyle with the ghost stance. Alright, now let's move on here to the Princess. Kitana was another character that I spent about like 6-7 minutes with. My play session was about, well, however long this video is, I think it's about 29 minutes long. So my play session was about 29 minutes long, and most of it was, let me see, yeah, most of it was Sub-Zero. It's about 13 minutes with Sub-Zero. And then we got Kenshi, which we go on about like 6 minutes or 7 minutes. Katana, pretty much about the same thing. And then I have about 5 minutes at the end of the very hard Fire God Liu Kang, just trying to put in work. But let's talk a little bit about the Princess, because you guys know I love Kitana. She's my favorite female character of all time. And I am happy to report that Kitana has the potential to be the most stylish Kitana of all time. Yes, even more stylish than MKX, if you could believe it. If we thought the combos in MKX were gonna be are along with Katana and stylish, man, Katana has a lot of variety when it comes to moves here. She has a really cool like grenade that she throws on the ground that I didn't really demonstrate because I was, you know, just trying different attacks, trying to at least get something going, and I was sort of feeling the pressure because at this point I only had about 10 minutes to record. I'm like, oh shit, I haven't really done anything special. I haven't really done much, but I was having fun. But she has this like really cool ground grenade where you could throw it and it's just there sort of like a trap, and if your opponent lands on it, they'll get popped up in where it looks like when she uses her fan NATO, they'll get popped up like that. You get an extension. You could also, like, if you pop your opponent up with the grenade, you could still use your fan NATO, which now is sort of like a projectile that she throws out. I thought that was like, well, I knew it was her fan NATO because it's her launcher, obviously, but it looks like a projectile. Like, it straight up looks like a projectile, and I think it's gonna be used as a projectile. It's not only gonna be used as a combo launcher, combo extender anymore. Like, you could literally throw this out from full screen, and if your opponent gets hit by it when they're jumping, they're gonna get captured, and then you're gonna be able to potentially, you know, call in Sonya from full screen, convert from full screen with Katana. So Katana has a lot of really cool and unique attacks. She still suffers from the she's gonna be suffering from the same curse that MK11 Katana had, which is long combo strings that you have to commit to. If you guys know, if you guys play Katana, back to 3, the back to 3 combo string that Katana has, I think it's back 2-3-1 or just back 2-3. Oh, let's just use back 1-4 as an example. Katana has combo strings that go on for days, right? And you have to commit to them. So at least there's no breakaway system in this game where they could break away and punish you. But in MK11, you know, you have to commit to a combo string, and if your opponent falls somehow, they'll be able to get up and punish you. She has a lot of that here. She has a lot of combo strings that you have to commit to. But the cool thing is that you could actually combo those or cancel those into a special move pretty much right before the final hit of the attack. Some of them you can't cancel it into a special move in the final hit, which is understandable because usually it's just like a knockdown or a knockback. But most of them you could actually combo or cancel it into a special move at one point before the combo string ends. I didn't even really try to use her normal fan either on the ground or in the air because I didn't even notice that it was a back forward motion. It's back forward 1. I mostly just try to combo with her fan NATO, and she's only her and Sub-Zero had a ground balance combo, which obviously I didn't use here because I think it was 2-1, and I was just trying to do some other stuff. But she has a air combo that bounces you to the ground, sort of like a neutral jump punch. I think it's 2-1, sort of like Sub-Zero. Not every character has that. I'm pretty sure that Kenshi didn't have that, and Fire God Liu Kang didn't have that. So it's always cool to have that extra little combo extender for Katana. It's pretty clear that characters like Sub-Zero and Katana, they designed them to have even more combo potential than your average character because, you know, they have that natural NJP like ground bounce, and for them to continue the combo. So Katana compared to MK11, obviously MK11, man, she was so limited when it came to combos, especially compared to MKX. So I guess it's a better comparison to compare it to MKX because MK11 Katana is no comparison. Like, this Katana is gonna destroy the MK11 Katana 10 out of 10 times. But the MKX version is really hard to beat, to be honest. The one move that I didn't see from Katana that I'm disappointed she doesn't have is the air float. I really wish that she had the air float because, I mean, that's just traditional Katana, right? Maybe I didn't like pay attention to the moves list. Maybe she does have it, but the air float is something that I wish she had. You know, jump into air float, into jump into, and then go in for your combo. I wish she had that, but apparently she doesn't have it. So MKX Katana is going to be really hard to beat. when it comes to how fun she is. But I feel like this Katana has the potential, at least combo-wise, because she has a lot of ways to combo you and keep you in the air and have a lot of fancy stuff. I really love the way Katana looks in this game, by the way. I love the... she has a classic ninja look, but she's very elegant at the same time. I love the feather effects that they have for a lot of her attacks. So overall, I was very impressed with my favorite female character of all time, Katana. I think Katana fans should be very happy. I'm one of them. I'm very happy about Katana. So last but not least, we got Fire God Liu Kang, who apparently was the easiest character to pick up in this build that we played, and I didn't even play him. I could definitely see how he would be the easiest character to pick up, because that's a natural launcher that he has, and he also has the dragon moves. Those dragon moves are really interesting, because he has the blue one, the Thunder God one, and then he has the Fire God one. And the blue one is just going to be a knockback. If you meter burn it, it's going to pop your opponent up for a combo extender. But the Fire one is interesting because if it gets blocked, Liu Kang doesn't like charge with the flying kick. But if it hits the opponent, Liu Kang just automatically does a flying kick by himself. That's why you always see when the opponent gets hit by the Fire Dragon, Liu Kang always does his flying kick, because it's just an automatic response. So that's just a natural combo ender for Liu Kang, which is really cool. He also, one thing, he doesn't have his bicycle kick anymore. Now it is replaced by this move you guys are about to see right now, where he jumps. That move right there is the one that's replacing the traditional bicycle kick for Liu Kang. As you guys see, that dragon hits, the Fire Dragon hits, and he does a flying kick every time. But Liu Kang has I call it a teleport. It's not a teleport. It's sort of like a ground, I don't know, ground teleport. I just call it a teleport. It's kind of like a sector. He goes to the ground, he comes back up. If you meter burn it pops the opponent up. And he has a lot of or he has a low mix-up. Well, he doesn't really have a mix-up, because I don't think he has any overheads, actually, thinking about it now that I've seen some gameplay from him. He doesn't have his that move right there. I don't know what the hell to call that. I just call it a fucking teleport. Comes from the ground, hits you. If you meter burn it, pops your opponent up. But let me just say right now, Liu Kang in MK1 is straight up Liu Kang from MK11, just with more combos. More combos, more flashiness. He has his forward 4, and it looks like it's gonna be just as good as it was in MK11. He moves like MK11 Liu Kang, but he seems like he has a lot more combo potential, just like every other character in this game. So he's pretty much MK11 Fire God Liu Kang, or MK11 Liu Kang, just sort of juiced up and created more to play like a god, and using more of his actual Fire God Liu Kang abilities. There it is right there. If you meter burn that, you get a pop-up, and then you could go in with whatever else you want to go in. That's the meter burn version of the lightning Fire God Liu Kang powers. That's another pop-up. That's the theme of Mortal Kombat 1. Combos, and some more combos. Liu Kang gets 2 different pop-ups. One with his ground teleport, and the other one with the blue dragon. But yeah, I think out of all these characters, ironically enough, the one that I didn't play is the easiest character to pick up on a very basic level, which is Liu Kang. I'm very disappointed in myself for not playing Liu Kang, because if I would have known that he was the easiest one, I probably would have tried him the second most after Sub-Zero, because I was going to try Sub-Zero no matter what. He's my favorite out of all these characters. Usually gameplay-wise, obviously Katana is my favorite female character. But I know that a lot of people wanted to see Sub-Zero. If Scorpion was in here, I would have been on Scorpion first, for sure. But it seems like Liu Kang has a lot of strings that naturally just flow together. Everything just seems like it works. He has good damage, really good projectile on the ground. He has really fast projectile on the ground. He has a low projectile. He has an air projectile that shoots out like 6 projectiles. There's gonna be so many like really cool creative combos with the instant air fireballs in this game. I already know it. I can see it. I can picture Liu Kang doing like 20 instant air fireballs. It's gonna be crazy. So yeah, I can't really give my review of Liu Kang as far as my playtime with him because I had 0. This is just very hard AI, but from what I've heard from other people, Liu Kang was the easiest character to play in the build. And compared to MK11, like he's literally MK11 Liu Kang, just with a variety of combo strings and a variety of moves that pop you up. So Liu Kang fans are going to be very happy because I feel like Liu Kang in MK11 is really fun and like really good and stylish, and just visually he looks awesome. So MK11 Liu Kang looks awesome. MK1 Liu Kang looks awesome as well. He just has more combo potential. So that is it for my review of the characters in MK1. How did I like Sub-Zero? I absolutely love Sub-Zero. How did I like Kenshi? I thought Kenshi was the best looking character in the game, but he was hard to play, especially with his ghost stance. So yeah, of course I like Kenshi. He looks awesome. Katana, man, I see all the potential in the world with Katana. So I loved Katana. Fire God Liu Kang I didn't get to play, unfortunately. But just based on watching the very hard AI beat the crap out of me, he looks like a lot of fun too. So far, everything is looking good for MK1 gameplay-wise. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.